Here's your weather video for this Sunday. It is March the 3rd. Good to be back with you again on this Sunday morning. And we're starting off this morning. It's just before midnight. It's actually not morning yet. On Saturday night for your Sunday morning video, this is the scene from Truckee, California. In the northern Sierra Nevada mountains, west of Reno, west of Lake Tahoe. And boy, they've been blasted with some incredible snowfall amounts. It's one of my favorite scenes right here when there's big snows. The blowing snow has sort of diminished a little bit here in the last hour. Earlier, you could barely see. Oh, and as soon as I say that, some big gusts blow this light, powdery snow around. It has been an incredible situation there. Folks still seem to be getting around somehow. This is the National Watch Warning Advisory map showing a large area of red flag warnings again today in places where we don't want them to be. The Texas Panhandle, eastern New Mexico, and we'll look more at that. Critical fire dangers in these areas, also up in parts of the Midwest. Dense fog advisories in effect early this morning along the Gulf Coast of southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, Alabama, into the Florida Panhandle and Georgia. But that orange out there is probably the most extreme impact there in the Sierras of California and the mountains of Southern California. Blizzard warnings are in effect. Now, I got a little flashback for you. How about some Weather Star 4000 from the old Weather Channel from a different time? I picked Truckee, Tahoe, California tonight. Blizzard warning in effect until 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday. Snow overnight tonight, blowing snow, visibility 1/4 mile or less at times. It has certainly been that low in the past couple of hours. And again, on the live feed there from Truckee, accumulations 9 to 15 inches. 9 to 15 inches with 12 to 20 inches above 7,000 feet. Truckee's at about 5,800 feet. Donner's up there at about 7,000. Blowing snow in the morning, heavy snow, chance of snow in the afternoon, more quarter-mile visibilities, total snow accumulate, or more snow tomorrow. There of 3 to 9 inches, highs only between 25 and 35. Winds gusting to 50 miles an hour tomorrow. And 85 Sunday night, mostly cloudy, chance of snow, 1 to 5 additional inches, lows between 12 and 22. Ridge gusts could be as high as 85 miles an hour. Going to Monday, chance of snow continuing, winds getting a little better finally, although they'll be as high as 90 miles an hour during the morning. Monday night, mostly cloudy, chance of snow, and the same tune continues as we go through time. But that's neat to go back and see the old Weather Star doing its thing. Now we're going to go just to show you some of the GFS snow totals. This going off the 0Z run Saturday evening, 6 p.m. And this goes through really 24 hours, Sunday night at 6 p.m. Another 24 and a half inches there at Truckee, 32 inches at South Lake Tahoe, and the impressive snowfall totals continue. Then they'll be getting a little less as we go through time. We talked about the low clouds and fog over South Alabama this morning. This is the infrared satellite picture late on this Saturday evening. These are visibilities. By the time you see this video around 7 a.m. tomorrow, visibilities over the southern half of Alabama are going to be below 1 mile, many areas. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some dense fog advisories, even extended further north. Right now they're still a little bit to the south, but that could change with the clouds, though. Visibility still only around 1.5 to 5 miles over the rest of North Alabama, and that will not get much better until noon, really. So it's going to be another kind of dreary start to the day. A little bit of sunshine poking through at times, We're going to be starting off in the 40s, and I think I can show you. Well, let's see what the cloud cover does the rest of the day. And it's kind of a cloudy trend on through the period. These are those clouds during the day for your Sunday. You see they're thinning out a little bit there toward noon. Cloud covers, 60 to 70%. So you see a little sunshine. We're approaching almost partly cloudy skies by, 3 in the afternoon. And then, unfortunately, they'll kind of thicken up again overnight Sunday night. Monday looks cloudy as our next system gets ready to come in. Maybe a few peaks of sun in the afternoon. And maybe, actually a pretty decent amount of sunshine there toward sunset on Monday evening. But Tuesday, looking very cloudy. Clouds still the rule. Getting into Wednesday, we see some clearing. And Thursday, probably a little more sunshine. Not total sunshine for sure. And clouds get thick again toward the end of the day. Friday's cloudy. On into Saturday, and then finally by Saturday night and Sunday we see some clearing. Temperatures early this morning in the 40s over the northern third of Alabama. We're in the lower 50s there across central Alabama, with middle and upper 50s across the southern part of the state. High temperatures today, they're going to be quite nice. Be a great day to get out. 71 Scottsboro and Jackson County, the cool spot. 71 there in Coleman, 72 over in Double Springs, Jasper about 74, Birmingham 75 today. Looks like Anniston could be actually, really about 75, 76. Get down Centerville and Bibb County 77 degrees. Highs on Monday, we're going to be in that same range. Be a little cooler on Tuesday. Tuesday we're going to have rain and storms likely in the forecast. Then Wednesday, we're back in the 70s. You get the feeling that we've sort of crossed a bridge here into spring, and maybe that's the case. The upper pattern across North America shows high pressure over the eastern United States, eastern Canada. Big storm system out west, as you would expect with all those snow pictures that we were seeing there from Truckee. We've got an active southern jet stream there. A few disturbances rippling along it. There's a shortwave disturbance into Alabama on Tuesday and Tuesday evening, and that trend continues. Another strong system moving into California by early Thursday. It's crossing through the desert southwest, the Four Corners region, and into Texas by Friday. And that'll be our next main weather maker. Indications are we could see a lot of wind, a lot of rain out of the next system, but not much in the way of severe weather. So we get on into the week 2 period, things calm down just a bit. Maybe see a quick hitting system there early in the week, and then the possibility of a bigger system. I'd have to go back one run here to take out that far, but GFS hinting at a negatively tilted trough swinging through there the 14th and the 15th, and that could spell some stormy weather for parts of the south, maybe to the west of Alabama again. Out here too far in the future, let's start off on your Sunday morning, showing, a few light showers still showing up over southern Georgia, southeast Alabama. Can't rule out a shower or two during the afternoon, especially over the western half of the state, as we've been talking about. But any of those showers are going to be light and passing in nature. Monday, we get into the day on Monday, a few showers still around, and that moist southerly flow there. Can't escape that. Those showers should be gradually increasing during the day. The main rain may not move until after midnight. I'm still operating off the 18Z run here, though, since we have a full 384 hours of it to look at. The rain begins to increase Tuesday, but you get the idea that this system is going to develop some sort of thunderstorm complex over southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and that may sort of starve the northern half of the state for moisture, and rain may not be as widespread or as heavy. But you see, it takes a while to get out of here. It takes most of Tuesday and even into early Wednesday before that system begrudgingly gets out of here. Thursday, though, a dry day, a fairly good supply of sunshine. I say that. You looked at some of those sky cover parameters off the national blended models, and weren't seeing much sun at all. But as you get into Thursday, it should be at least a dry day. But it doesn't last for very long. By Thursday night, a few showers encroaching into western Alabama. Here's your low pressure system moving near Fayetteville, Arkansas by 9 a.m. on Friday. Snows to the north over Minnesota, back into Nebraska. Large area of heavy rain looks like it may be developing from central Mississippi through the north central part of Alabama. And you'll see some pretty impressive rainfall totals if that happens. It slowly moves out. Saturday would feature, the rain and wind moving out. Kind of windy on Friday, as we mentioned. We'll look at those wind gusts in just a second. A few lingering showers on the backside on Saturday. And I don't really have those showers in my forecast, so I kind of go back and look at that. Maybe a few sprinkles continuing into Saturday evening. Finally out of here on Sunday. Did I see a snowflake somewhere there? Yeah, could be North Georgia. Quickly turns with that cold trough swinging through. Sunday looks like it'll be dry. As we get into the voodoo period, week 2, Monday looks dry. Tuesday looks dry. Quick moving system pushing through on the 13th. And a bigger system pushing through with a deeper low. That low's pretty strong there. It's like a 986 millibar low there in northern Missouri. Not ideal place for severe weather in Alabama, but certainly a pattern that is not, certainly not prohibitive of severe weather. We'll look at that in just a second. Taking some model soundings. Look like a sharp turn to colder there toward the end of the period. Now, we're going to talk about winds. Little gusty Monday and Tuesday, really Monday night into Tuesday. Little gusty there during the day on Tuesday, but kind of moving out on Wednesday. So, the old adage says, March roars in like a lion. That's kind of happening. And, there's good reasons for that climatologically. With winds calm down Thursday. They're back up Friday, though. Watch these winds off the GFS. They're talking 38, 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe even exceeding 40 miles an hour on Friday afternoon. See some wind gusts to 50 there. Now, we usually don't realize these, these high values that the GFS puts out there. These are all, of course, at 10 meters. 30 feet. You don't normally see that, those high wind gusts down here where we measure the wind, at a lower level. But, it's still going to be gusty, and those winds are going to continue into Saturday, maybe even into early Sunday before they move out. So really, it is going to be a blustery week, folks. Calms down as we get into week 2. And then really no need to look at the winds out further than that. Now, let's go back and look at some Cape values. This is Monday afternoon. Some pretty decent Cape there from Missouri back through Arkansas into western Louisiana and into eastern Texas. This does correspond well with what the SPC is thinking, as they do have a marginal risk for severe weather in the Arklatex area to the west of Alabama. That instability, sort of falls apart as those showers and storms get into Alabama on Tuesday. So I don't think we'll see any severe weather there. Some point soundings indicated that doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. But you can see we're really getting back into that time of the year. There's some instability moving across Friday night, but I'd sampled it. I didn't see any severe weather with that either. That's good news. And then as you go into the week 2 period, that second system looks like it has a little bit of a punch with it. But again, it stays mostly to the west of Alabama. And I'll kind of show you what I was talking about. This is pivotal weather. The SPC has this area out here outlooked for Monday night, Tuesday. This is 9 p.m. Monday evening. Looking central Louisiana there, near Alexandria along I-49, marginal severe. That makes sense. Your Cape values, somewhere around, perhaps as high as 1,900 joules per kilogram. You've got some bulk shear that's, not really terribly impressive, 19 meters squared per second squared. high precipitable water values, but nothing there that makes us really jump up and down. Some significant hail. That'll be something to watch. And that may be the main severe threat. Now we'll kind of go out toward Friday here. Let me get us into the right position. Let's say Friday evening. Heavy storms are moving into the Mississippi Delta. So let's go back to like midnight out here ahead of that, somewhere near Starkville. And a sounding shows no severe weather. Across Alabama, the GFS, somewhere along I-22 between Birmingham and Jasper, no severe weather. So that's good news. We don't need any severe weather, that's for sure. We can do without it. Now we go back out to that second system, that was somewhere right in here. That looks kind of troublesome. This is 6 p.m. on Friday. Well, I guess it's actually going to be 7 p.m. by then. I can't remember exactly when daylight saving time commences, but I think we're in daylight saving time by that time. Getting into western Mississippi, the Delta, just had so many rough goes of it recently. And there's that dreaded tornado look on that sounding. Forecast capes around almost 1,400 joules per kilogram. But if you look here, you've got much higher shear, 81 meters squared per second squared. Not any big matches on the analogs, but your low-level helicity is, very, very high. 312 meters squared per second squared. So this is going to be one that we're going to have to watch for, some potential problems. Significant tornado parameter, not over the top. So, hopefully that won't be a problem. This stuff, let's say, when does it get into West Alabama? Get my positioning back here. Here comes that system. This is around midnight. If you took a point sounding in central Alabama, the system has pretty much run out of steam. It's just run out of cape by the time it gets into Alabama, and that is good news. Now, here's the Sunday, which when I'm recording this, it's day 2. Thunderstorms southeast Alabama down into to Florida and southern Georgia, but nothing to really go crazy about. I know I don't have the best positioning on this graphic, but you can kind of see what's the main thing. This is the expected period for Monday to early Tuesday, and places like New Orleans, Alexandria, Ruston, Shreveport, up to Mena, Texarkana, down to Lufkin, in the marginal risk. That's 1 out of 5 on the scale from the SPC, but nothing on the day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, or day 8. The predictability is just too low on all of those. But if you looked at that GFS run, that rainfall sort of set up over north central Alabama and stayed there for a good bit of next Friday. So these are 24-hour precipitation values off the GFS, and they're pretty impressive, folks. If this really happens, some of those rainfall totals there along I-59, Etowah County, up into southern, into western DeKalb County, bordering and edging into southern Marshall County, back into parts of Blount County, could be really high, over 10 inches, 9-10 inches. Now, is this going to happen? Probably not. But if this system continues to send signals like this, we may begin to kind of worry about flooding. As a matter of fact, you go out all the way to the period on that well, I guess we're not out far enough now. Let's go back to the 18Z run and go all the way to the end of the period. Some pretty impressive totals through that period, running some, 5 to 8 inches across north central Alabama. So that'll be interesting in and of itself. Now, we saw earlier on the watch warning advisory map that we had lots of red flag advisories or red flag warnings in effect for that same area, which has been plagued by these terrible wildfires, Texas Panhandle into western Oklahoma. Those same areas under the gun today. Any precipitation that fell on Thursday and Friday is gone now. Low humidities, strong winds going to be a problem. They're all the way from Pueblo, Colorado, down to southeastern New Mexico, over to Midland, Lubbock, and Amarillo, into the panhandle and western portion of Oklahoma, even into southern Kansas. They're near Liberal. So this is not good news. I don't know how much of this you could see, but the Smokehouse Creek fire, latest report I've got, showed a 15% containment. But this red flag warning is in effect for Sunday. And all three of those main fires, the Smokehouse Creek, the Windy Deuce, and the Grapevine Creek fires, are going to be a problem. They could burn at a rate of 900 to 1,500 acres an hour. And that, folks, is terrifying. This is the National Blended Models. Temperatures over the next 12 days or so look pretty good for Birmingham. We got 70s on about 5 of the days, 60s on all the other ones. Your coolest day is Sunday the 10th. After that system moves through, lows in the 50s all next week, but they'll fall back into the 30s and 40s as we get into that second week period. Weather Brains, the weekly netcast. It's all about weather. Had a great conversation today with Lacey Swope and David Payne. You may know them from News 9 in Oklahoma City, one of the incredible teams of broadcasters that cover severe weather out there. And David and Lacey are going to join us Monday night. We had our guests fall out at the last minute. But saw them today up at the Barron Conference in Huntsville, and we had a great conversation, and we are really looking forward to talking to them about severe weather in Oklahoma, and we're grateful that they're going to join us. Weather Brains Weekly Netcast, it's all about weather, recorded live 7 p.m. Monday evening. It hits all the podcast channels later Monday night into early Tuesday morning. You can always watch it at weatherbrains.com, and you can watch it live at youtube.com/weatherbrains. A labor of love that we love to do. Well, that's your weather video for this Sunday. It's a long one, but I love doing it, so hope you enjoy it. And I'll have notes on the blog, of course. We'll have an update on the forecast coming up at noon, and if anything changes in that forecast, we'll have it right there on the Alabama WX weather blog. Until I see you next Sunday, as I always tell you, keep an eye to the sky, because you'll always have something fun to look at.